Tonight's live stream will again be focusing on Sagramore, the Mortal Blade. If you are interested in this character concept, it is laid out as a build document on Tamriel Vault. You can find more information about the Mortal Blade by going to mortalblade.charactercrusade.com. That'll take you straight to the page on Tamriel Vault. Additionally, you could just go to Tamriel Vault yourself and search there. Search on Google, Mortal Blade Tamriel Vault. That'll get you to it as well. So if you're interested in checking it out, feel free to do so. It's a pretty detailed character build. Probably 4 or 5 pages of information, at least. Kind of covers everything from
Hope I don't draw guard duty.
the character's psychological profile to some things about equipment and tactics and religion and belief systems. The Mortal Blade I have also described as kind of ritual dragon killer. Now, last time we played this character, we were what? We made it up to level 6, almost to level 7 by the time we quit. We got through the initial, the introduction of the Alduin questline. We also got a little ways into the Civil War questline as well. So we're going to continue down that road. If you follow the build document, the recommendation is that starting out at low level, I recommend for this build starting with the Civil War questline and working your way up from there. So that's kind of the plan. All right. All right, so what we're going to do here is I am going to bring my voice up a little bit, tweak the game sound, so hopefully we got a good balance there. All right. So we're picking up right where we left off on Saturday night. For those of you who were here Saturday, that was a pretty epic 7-hour live stream. We started at level 1, and Sagramore progressed up to and beyond level 6. So we are, well, about halfway between level 6 and level 7. We have killed our first dragon, and now we are continuing the Civil War questline. So we are, I think, in the Felcreath area. We finally made it to the camp. Finally made it to the camp, and now we're getting ready to get started here.
So what's your story?
I don't want some snotty elf telling me what gods I can and can't worship.
All right, so to start with, we're going to get some sleep, and I guess it's okay for us to sleep here, so let's just do that. Get about 4 hours maybe. That ought to do. Okay, now
I long to be out there with my brothers, waging war against.
Since we last played, I was able to make a couple of upgrades here. One of the things that's fairly important for this character, as I laid it out, one of the things that's important to me, is that this character is going to be carrying 2 blades. And the interesting thing here is I think some of the best character builds are builds in which you make some sacrifices for the sake of the character and the story. And one of those things is that our primary weapon is basically a long sword, probably actually a bastard sword, more of a bastard sword. And a shield, that's the primary weapon. But as a ritual dragon killer, we start to see the character gravitating more towards a 2-handed weapon when it comes to dealing the final blow on a dragon. Okay? And there's a couple of different reasons for this. One it's a pragmatic kind of thing. It's a big beast with a thick skull and a thick hide that need to be penetrated in order to kill it. So a greatsword is, I think, a plausible way to do that. But as the character build evolves, as this concept evolves over time, the importance of that second weapon becomes more of a spiritual importance. So early on in the character's development, there's not a lot of emphasis placed on learning how to use that weapon. It's more about becoming as proficient as possible with sword and shield, and then later on in the character's development, we start to invest in two-handed perks. But this is the stage at which this character starts to determine that perhaps there is some wisdom, you know, in having that weapon on his person. Now that he recognizes that dragons are out and about and they're a real threat, and we've encountered one already.
Fight
so
or die well.
we're going to go to this quartermaster here and see if she happens to have a greatsword.
Take a look.
If she does, we'll add it to our inventory. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point what it is. Sagramore is thinking about just the practical advantages of having something, a long, sort of heavy, penetrating weapon like this against dragons. So at this stage in the concept, it's really more about having it for practical reasons than anything else. All right? And so in order for that to really work the way that I like it to, I've invested in a couple of different mods that will allow me to wear that weapon, both of his swords, essentially, on his back. Okay? All right? So, and this is a fairly distinctive thing for this character. Multiple swords worn on the back. 2 swords. One is specifically for dealing the death blow on dragons, and there, to me, there's a distinction there. It's not.
Next Imperial I see is dead.
It's not about killing or fighting. It's not about fighting dragons with two-handed weapons. That's not what it's about. It's about dealing the killing blow with a sanctified weapon. That is the point of that. So there's a big difference there. Okay? Right now, he's not thinking about a sanctified weapon. He's thinking about, you know, once I've got the thing down, what would help me penetrate its tough hide, that kind of thing. But that evolves over time. So I think what we need to do now is we need to figure out where our next target is. And I can't remember off the top of my head if we have already talked to him about this or if we need to get that instruction. So we'll go check.
The measure of a man is taken at the moment of his death. And know this for truth. The ghosts of many heroes walk among us. You're going to Fort Newgrad.
Okay.
They have some of our boys locked up there. But with a little luck, we can turn that to our advantage. I've sent some men to scout out the area. Meet them. See if you can't find a way to slip in, free our men, and take over the fort. They'll never suspect an attack from the inside.
All right.
Watch yourself out there.
We'll go do that. All right, before we get too much further in, I am going to enable my chat window here so I can see a little bit better what is going on. Okay. So Fort Newgrad is not far from here. We should be able to get there without too much trouble. Now, he's made it clear that what he wants us to do... he wants us to do this kind of surprise attack thing, right? Find a way to slip inside and attack from within and all that. Tactically, it probably makes a lot of sense. Somehow it doesn't feel like it would be Sagramore's style. In fact, I know it's not. So we're going to have to make some adjustments here, I think, to the plan. However, there is the whole issue of survivability as well. So let's go ahead. We're going to hotkey a few things here before we go too much further. So we got the heavy spiked shield. That is keyed. So I'm going to put the greatsword at 3. Oathkeeper 2. Shield at 1. Probably don't need the shield at 1, but that's all right. All right. So that gets us to the one-handed weapon. Again, sword and shield is going to be his primary deal. So, and then I am also going to hotkey these healing potions because I'm probably going to need them, I think, to survive the battle. I'm not sure how many Legion soldiers are going to be there, but I'm guessing they're going to be kind of swarming. So, let's go check it out. So in order to get this to work in SE, it was a little bit of a trick. I'm using a mod that displays all the weapons that I have favorited, along with the XP32 skeleton mod, which allows me to place a weapon on my back, right? And then also Finis for Special Edition, which handles the animations. So it's a combination of those 3 mods that allow this to happen. And some of them have little disclaimers about certain things being risky to use. So, I don't know, we'll see. You down? That's my guy. And this, I don't know, it's a bug.
Die, dog. It's something.
Okay, let's get some distance here. Stamina, always an issue. Where are my compatriots? Getting nasty out here. Ooh, a mage. Archer. Come on. Got another one. Whoa. I gotta stay ahead of him, man. If I can keep him sort of in single file, I got a shot, but... There we go. Alright, who's shooting at me now? This guy. Got no stamina left. Come on, buddy. There we go. All right. Wow. Whew. Okay, let's make sure we...
There's more of them somewhere around here.
Covered it all. Okay, they're going to be inside. So, I think it is being left to us
more of them somewhere around here.
to go clean that out. All right. Let's go take a look. Now, one of the other things that's really important with this character that I was able to do in Legacy Skyrim that I couldn't do in SE was without SKSE, I can't use a mod to change the character's height. Ooh, shit. And Sagramore is, by all accounts, a big, hulking man. So I was able to do that by using a console command. So I used the console command to change his height. So I set, it's like player.setScale, and then I used a value of 1.1. So he's taller than all the other soldiers that he fights with. But not overly so. I mean, realistically taller. So it's just important for me in this character concept for him to be sort of imposing, you know. So I accomplished that with a console command, and it worked out. It worked out fine. I created a save, used the console command, and then saved again. And it hasn't had any negative impact on the game. In fact, I suspect that race menu, which is the tool I would normally use in Legacy Skyrim to change a character's height, probably takes advantage of the same console command to make these height changes. So I'm just kind of bypassing that and doing it on my own. So once we get into an area where we can see him standing side by side with his compatriots, you can kind of see the scale that I'm using there. But it also allows me to increase his height moderately without it distorting the textures for anything that he's wearing, or, you know, other shit like that can happen when you increase a character's scale. So I think it's probably about reasonable just in terms of the degree to which I'm making that modification. So all right, so let's go. I know you're in here. Ooh. Ooh. Wasn't a very dramatic death. Okay, and I have officially abandoned lockpicking, but I haven't done any research yet as to whether or not there is a mod that will allow me to bash open chests. So I can see him kicking down doors and smashing open chests and stuff like that, but I can't see him picking locks. I guess my feeling on that is because in part it's thieves' tools and a thieves' skill, which I don't think he would have. And later on in the character's development, it'll be a little bit more of a choice associated with a sense of honor that he has. Come. Good one. Yes, excellent. That was a good hit. Ooh, that was cheap. Yeah. Let's do something else. We'll queue up Unrelenting Force. One of the things I like about this character is this is not a character who grows into his ability to use shouts. when he uses the shouts, they come naturally, right? They come naturally to him, and he doesn't hesitate. I've had a lot of characters in the past where I've gone through this whole thing where he's trying to figure out what the shouts mean and how does he use them and all this kind of stuff. The Mortal Blade, Joor Tuz, he is the opposite of that. So the shouts seem like they are second nature to him. That's kind of how I play this one. So when it comes to shouting with this character, he jumps right in immediately and doesn't hesitate to use them. That's part of the fun of this too, right? So no hesitation in using the shouts. So we're out there learning as much as we can, seeking out word walls. It becomes that part of the Dragonborn experience becomes really important. So I like that about this character type. Venison chop. I love venison chop. Water breathing. Cheese. I like cheese and money and salt. And more cheese. So, Joor Tuz actually means mortal blade in the dragon tongue. At some point during the creation of this build document, I looked that up and got some assistance from some viewers as well to confirm that. But so I've kind of added that to the label for this character. But one of the things that is important with this character also is tactics, battle tactics. And so in the build document, I've developed and actually named a couple of different concepts for using shouts in combination with melee attacks, and given them dragon tongue names. So there's 5 or 6 kind of distinctive
killed more Imperials? You?
Distinctive phrases or words associated with combat tactics. So all right.
Great work. Get back and report our success. I'll stay here and clean up the mess.
Why'd you join the Stormcloaks?
Glad you were here.
I'm a true Nord. Simple as that.
All right. Let's have a look around before we head out.
We're running out of bread.
I think I'm going to
Go tell the commander.
at least... I feel like I should at least fill my backpack with a few swords that I could sell to the quartermaster. So we'll grab up some things. I think swords are particularly fitting. Something about relieving the enemy of their weapons, that seems like something he would do. Not a character that's preoccupied with loot, typically. But he'll take the gold, he'll take the gems, he'll take things that he feels like would be good to help finance his war. At this point, it's about confiscating weapons and other things like that that could help to support the Stormcloak cause. But later on in the story of this character, it becomes more about trying to gather the finances he needs to support the war that he's waging on dragons. And that requires equipment and resources and food and transportation and all these different things. So that becomes more of an issue later, at least from that perspective. But for now, it's about the motivations perhaps a little bit different, I think.
So, why'd you join the Stormcloaks?
I think that immersive patrols probably amped up the number of Imperials we had here, because there were a lot more here than I was anticipating. So I think some of them were coming from the patrols mod, probably. Because there were a lot of these bastards here. So we'll take these swords. I won't worry about the ones that are inside. But it'll make us a little money, and if the quartermaster can sharpen and redistribute these weapons to new conscripts to the Stormcloak cause. And that's good. We got this one already, right? Yeah. All right. All right. Hang on. Where? All right, that's better. My chat window was not advancing. Okay, so that's pretty good. I saw something in here. I thought I saw a horse that was running for cover. If it's returned to its stall, we're going to confiscate that horse. There he is. As the spoils of war, and we'll ride it back to the camp. And Ice Veins will return to the Stormcloak Camp, at least in style. That's better. Bareback, but he's a farm boy. Who needs a saddle? At least for now. One of the things I like about this character too is that there's there's aspects of this character that remind me of members of my family. I'm of Norwegian heritage, and I have a grandfather and an uncle who epitomize the Norwegian bachelor farmer. And I kind of think of them sometimes when I think of this character spending most of his teens and 20s running a farm by himself in some remote part of Skyrim or Cyrodiil. So... all right, so I have a feeling that what's going to happen here is we're going to go back, we're going to report our success, and he's going to say, haul your ass back to Windhelm. So we'll have to go back that way, and I think what we'll probably do is fast travel to Windhelm, because once again we'll be retracing old steps, which... you know, areas that we recently cleared of enemies. So, not keen on doing that in a live stream. If it was just me playing, I would hoof it all the way there. But we're probably not likely to encounter too much interesting on the way there, since we already cleared those spaces. So
Keep your eyes open.
nice. Classy. Take your bone meal.
Let Talos guide you.
Okay. Alright. So let's find the quartermaster. Sell these swords off.
By the 9, I hate the waiting. The goddamned waiting.
I know. Waiting
What
sucks.
do you need?
I need you to buy some stuff. Alright. It's pretty good. Alright, we'll probably have to check the old quest log. Because I think... oh, yeah. We got to report to Ulfric now. Alright, well, the quartermaster has the weapons from this battle, so I guess that's a good
If it
thing.
isn't ice veins. Hi there.
Hi there. Alright, let's cut a little wood so we've got a supply, because we'll probably have to camp out somewhere at some point soon. Alright, good enough. Alright, so back to Windhelm we go. Starving. I know I have cheese and bread and ale. So we'll go talk to Ulfric with ale on our breath. That makes the most sense, I think. First things first. Always back
lost my twin sister a while back.
to honor the
I've never
heroes
lost
of
anyone
old.
close.
Thank you for your blessing, Talos. I can only hope to fight as well as
My
you
father
did.
says we need to just get on with our lives.
That is true. You need to get on with your
easy.
life. Starting now. Bye-bye. All right. Let's go see the boss. The boss. So each time that I report back to Ulfric now, he gives me a new title, which I think is pretty interesting. Okay. Now, what time is it? What time is it indeed? Oh, is he on his sitting on his fancy chair?
Who are men in the Reach?
A reasonable strategy.
And you, Yorleaf?
Well, sir,
Oh,
the
there he
hold
is.
of Falkreath is fairly vulnerable and blocks the only road from Cyrodiil.
A good point, old friend.
To be sure, my lord, I am not skilled in the arts of war or military
I want to
tactics.
interrupt.
But you're able to see the hole in the parts. And for that, I'm grateful.
As you wish, sir.
All right. Sir,
I'm proud we liberated Falkreath from the Empire. In many ways, it's the heart and soul of Skyrim, not to mention its rather strategic position. Some brothers have taken to calling you Bonebreaker. Evidence of your ferocity and determination. A fitting name.
Bonebreaker.
So we shall all call you thus. The war demands so much from us. And we give all we have to it and to the people. But I've kept a little something to offer you in appreciation. Please take this on behalf of all the brothers and sisters. And I need capable and loyal warriors close at hand. So I'd like to offer you a home in Windhelm. Speak with my steward, who'll make the arrangements.
Orcish sword. What's our next move against the Empire?
Get over to our camp in the Reach. They need every
Reach.
able body they can muster.
All right. I think we're in for a journey.
Keep your
Okay.
brother, and he'll keep you.
So, here's what we are going to do. Firstly, let's see. There's a barracks around here, right? Now, one of the things I like is that the Civil War... The thing I like about the Civil War for this character is you get to emerge from the Civil War kind of, you know, feeling like a
If
war
those
hero,
white
feeling
run guards
like,
can take down a
you know,
dragon,
someone
so
of
can we.
renown, which I think is kind of important because it sets the stage for what he does next. So, let's see. Let's take a look. We got this orcish sword, which I am not going to use. So, let's do this. Console command here. I'm going to look for... Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the gifts at the various title changes with things that I actually want. Things that I'm actually going to use to help me create the character's image, in which are a reflection of his gaining rank, notoriety, and frankly, some money. So what I've chosen is a set of armor that is the Ursine heavy armor, which I think will be great for the continuing stages as he leaves the war and goes off to do other things. But rather than just consoling in a bunch of armor, what I'm going to do is take the sword given to me by Ulfric Stormcloak and we'll trade it out for the boots. And then at each stage, when he has a title change, we'll gift him a different piece from the set so that by the end of the Civil War quest line, he has the complete set. That would be the idea. So this is what is going to allow me to sort of tell the story my way, control the image of the character at the same time. So I think what we're going to do is we'll start with the boots. So we're going to do player. And I'm going to go with the heavy ones, obviously, because he's a heavy armor guy. And D9, 1. Okay, that's good. So what that means is that this is a exchange. So we are going to leave this behind, this sword. Reasonable place to deposit it seems like here. So I'm just going to put it in one of these chests, I think. Yeah, I mean, that sword just doesn't... There's no way that he would ever use it. Plus, the sword he has been using is kind of a family heirloom. Yeah, these are locked. I don't want to do that either. So I want to drop it somewhere where these guys aren't going to fuss about it. And I can't put it on weapon racks in here. So where can we deposit the thing? Here, this looks like this is going to be our depository right here. Normally, I would find a more interesting place to put it. But I'm in, you know, when I'm live streaming, I'm worried a bit less about that. I'm just kind of advancing the story, so I'm not going to worry about it. And so what we've acquired are these boots, okay? So we'll be using those at some point.
What is it?
Nothing. Hey, there's a sword over there, if you like. So that's kind of the plan with that. So what that does a couple different things. First, it allows me to sort of
The Eye of Talos was a fine ship once. Now it
have things that I would actually use and
You should unload some of that unwanted gear.
bring them
Head over to
into
Sunny's used wares.
the game the way that I want to, but then also allows me to leave the Civil War quest line feeling a bit more interested, a bit more heroic than I went into it. And one of the other issues I have here, of course, is that, I mean, at some point, we're going to have to do some crafting. But I don't want to do a whole crap ton of crafting during live streams. That doesn't make any sense either. So we'll do some. We'll probably upgrade things that we have. But I'm not going to do, like, you know, a crap ton of iron daggers and that kind of shit. So, all right. So we got to go to the Reach.
Yes.
Yes, I haven't got hold.
Need something?
Yes.
Speak.
Horses. All day long. Do you have any idea?
Everyone just shut up. Christ on a cracker. Can't handle it. All right. We're going to make a camp, and then we'll level up, and then it's off to the Reach. And we're going to do that. We're going to play out that full traveling. That's a long way to go. But we'll play it out. Because we haven't been there yet. Uh-oh. Alright, what do we got? We're going to do the bracers, which will help us out. If this dragon attacks, it'll help us with the power attacks. The Helmet of Witches, I feel like, well, 24 armor. The Fur Mantle, this is going to be... This is going to be better. Is he going to come and get us or what? Come on. What are you doing? Come, beast.
Challenge me.
Okay. He's gonna jet. He's not hanging around.
Slay it! Slay the dragon! You can't hide from me.
Much more interesting proposition, right? I mean, when you're staying away from ranged weapons, we could have taken a pot shot at him, provoked him, and he probably would have come after us there. All right. So, let's see. Going to the Reach. I think we got a lot of different ways we could go here. One would be to head to Whiterun, kind of go across the tundra, but I feel like that's going to be out of our way because I want to say the Stormcloak Camp in the Reach is going to be... It's going to be further to the east, I think, isn't it? No. All right. So, let's see. Okay, so Solitude. Yeah, I sort of feel like it might be better for us to come more along here, along the northern road, as opposed to coming down through Whiterun and then coming up this way. So we'll stick to the northern road.
You there, traveler! Over here!
Oh, shit balls. Okay.
That's close enough, fool.
Never should have come.
Now you dip.
Vampire dust. We shall take that. Ooh, steel cuff boots. I like that. Could be nice. We have these fancy boots, but it seems weird to wear them unless we have a better set. Ooh, and Nordic gauntlets to match. Although I think we have a set of those already as well. That's alright. Alright, let's continue. Boy, it gets hard sometimes at low level. You know, when you have to worry so much about... It's always conservation of stamina that really gets me. So, I do like the power attacks. Okay, so... Let's see. Next up on the investment list is what? We'll go stamina. And let's take a look at the major investments we're working on so far. We got a couple perks. A couple perks and one-handed. Actually, we could do more in blocking. That would be useful. Getting more economy out of blocking would be nice, like draining less stamina. However, we could also do Clash of Champions. Attacks with swords reduce the target's attack damage by 10% for 3 seconds. Furious Strength, we can't do anything there. Disciplined Fighter reduces the stamina cost of power attacks with one-handed weapons by 15 points. That seems like a great investment, because that's exactly the issue I was talking about a second ago. Alright, let's have a look at where we're at. I want to make sure that I'm not sick. So we're just dealing with fatigue at this point. So we really just need to make a camp and rest. So that's fine. We'll go a little further up the road like we did last time, I suppose. Be fine. Sorry, chicken. Alright. Okay, that guy's there. We can't make a camp by him. But we can kind of use our old campsite here, I guess. Alright, so what do we got here? That was resourcefulness. Build the fire. Like, it seems somewhat sheltered. Somewhat. Okay, and let's look at our skills. Oh, I gotta light it first. Of course. And make some fire starter. There we go. '57 Strudel has a Marl meme going in her house. I love that. Okay. Okay, we seem to always have just the right amount of firewood. Although I'm kind of an opportunist. When I get the opportunity, I almost always at least chop one batch of wood. All right, so campfire for warmth. Didn't cook that sucker. Did that one though. All right. Let's get some sleep. Go 8 hours. I'll get our campfire skill next time, I guess. Good grief. I don't want to light it again, so we'll just pack it in. Okay, how we doing here? All right, 8:30 in the morning. That's a respectable time, I guess. All right, we got a venison chop, some water, and let's round it out with a little bit of cheese. That's a pretty good breakfast. All right, with all the camping complete, we'll do a quick save here. Actually, no. We've progressed enough now. I'm just going to do a full save here. And we'll continue. Okay. So the deal is that it's kind of interesting, right? Sagramore is treated differently by the Stormcloaks from the very start. He's brought into a position of prominence pretty much from day one, and they give him a lot of autonomy and a lot of independence. They're still giving him orders, telling him where to go, but he's not being forced to travel with a group. He's traveling pretty much solo. He's kind of being used in many ways as an official messenger, because they obviously trust him to get messages from place to place, from battle to battle, and all that stuff, which is a good thing.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother. What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother. What do you think you're doing?
I'm shield bashing you. Ooh. Milk drinker. Corundum, gold. All right. Spoils of war. I'm going to take that. Take that and that. Steel armor, steel helmet. All right. You may keep those items. Fought reasonably well. He dishonored Sagramore. And Sagramore can be volatile in certain situations. Now, it's possible that I might play that out a little bit differently if the game gave me an option to, say, intimidate someone like that, or throw down the gauntlet and actually challenge him to a duel without shield bashing him. I might do that. That would be preferable, but it doesn't really give me that option. So usually what I do is I will, if I feel like he's been dishonored, if it's enough of an insult that he can't walk away from it, I'll shield bash him to get their aggression going, but from that point I kind of just stand back, let them draw their weapon, let them make their attack, and then kind of go from there and at least make it feel like it is sort of a duel, you know? That's kind of how I do that. Okay, so this will be interesting. I'm not... This road up here, this will be... Once we pass this offshoot that goes to Whiterun, we will be into territory we haven't covered before. Of course, we've got Fort Dunstad up here, and I don't know who's going to be occupying that. Probably bandits, I suppose. And that could be a bit much for us to handle, so we'll have to see what happens here. So the first time through this, I would probably approach Fort Dunstad as if he weren't concerned about there being enemies in it, just because he wouldn't necessarily know. Holy... Oh, yeah. Creature. Foul. Can't even eat them. There we go.
Cleared out, I guess. I'm on my way to Solitude to join the Legion. A united empire is better for everyone.
Could I possibly discourage you from doing so? All right. See you on the battlefield. Let us continue. Another one. Vermin. Everywhere. Ah. And again. Rinse and repeat. Ah. Heavy armor. I like that. That's good. Ah, come on. Where did you come from? Are there more of you? That was an ambush. I don't see any more. Let us search him. Ah, soup. He doesn't seem to be carrying any messages of any kind, anything like that. So, just a random ambush, one-on-one. All right. Strange. Okay, what do we got? Is that a Stormcloak? It is, right? There's a battle. Oh shit. All right, let's take the high road here, see if anybody's on the walls who can pepper our people with arrows. We don't need that. Oh shit.
It's nothing.
There's a lot of them. There are a lot of them. Holy crap! They're coming out of the woodwork. Fighting retreat. And me out of stamina. Come on. Just gotta keep moving. Clog him up in the doorway. Come on. Shit. Where did they come from? They came out of the woodwork, man. Oh, yeah. We are... Oh, shit. I botched up my run. God damn it. Suddenly found myself alone. Bad. All right. Well, we had a very well-timed quick save, I think. So we'll try this again. They must have been a whole crap ton of them down inside there. Alright, we gotta be... Our stamina regen is just so slow. Whittled them down to 3. Wasn't enough. Okay, let's get in here. We gotta... Maybe we can support these guys.
That's it? That's your best?
Oh, shit!
We'll show those faithless dogs who this land belongs to.
Obviously, he was a legionnaire in disguise. Clearly. Well, that went easy as hell. That's no fun. I'm reloading that quick save. Alright, let's try this again. I mean, the second time through, the tide of the battle was, like, completely the opposite. So, I can't really understand why it would be so lopsided from one to the other. So, let's run through it again and just see if there's any difference. If not, that's okay, but I'm just curious. Holy crap. Alright. Look at, we got more Stormcloaks coming up off the top of the wall. Why am I even here? What's the point? Yeah, I don't get it. And that was a bandit. Okay. Well, that's a little perplexing, but that's alright. I suppose, same drill, we better make sure it's cleared out.